This video is for coaches, healers, and practitioners who care about giving their best to their clients and are on their journey of unfolding mastery. So over the last week or so, I've been kind of having this live discussion about the finer points of difference of qualifications and, moving out of coaching ego games of hierarchy and better than, worse than, ego games of superiority and inferiority, that type of thing. And so this video, I want to talk about the shift from qualifications and hierarchical systems to heterarchy and collaboration. So heterarchy is a term that I was introduced to from the Gene Keys, which is an incredible spiritual text and pathway. So hierarchy is, this assuming better than, worse than, someone is more trained, someone is less trained, someone has better skills, someone has, less untrained skills. Heterarchy, we all kind of have this instinctive understanding of hierarchy because that's how we've lived it. There's a teacher and there's students, there's, the boss and the employees. Heterarchy is a new system of organization where the elements, all of the elements of the organization are unranked. So it's non-hierarchical, they're unranked, or where they possess the potential to be ranked in a number of different ways. Right? Like I'm good at this bit, but you're good at that bit. So maybe I lead this bit, but you lead that bit. So this idea of heterarchy as a new system, right? It's just kind of landing on the planet. Hey, Suze, this idea of heterarchy as a new system that actually creates the space for collaboration. Without heterarchy, we don't have a space for collaboration. So when we're in a mentorship capacity, then there is a hierarchy, right? Someone is the mentor and someone is the mentee. Someone knows more, someone knows less. Whereas a heterarchy, a heterarchy is understanding and honoring each person's divinity and understanding and honoring each person's sovereign power. And so over just last night, I did my own self-clearing practice with the spiral, which is an ongoing self-clearing practice that I do. And I had this huge amount of stuff that came up around my teacher archetype, and in my personal page, I just posted this journal post that my teacher is killing my teacher has been killing my priestess. And so my teacher archetype has been very attached to hierarchy, right, of being the teacher and having students and having, knowledge to impart to other people with a good intention and for the good of all, but still coming from this place of, I've got wisdom to share and here I'd love to share it with you. Whereas heterarchy creates a space for collaboration because maybe I have more expertise in this particular thing, but you might have more expertise in that particular thing. And so I can teach on this thing, but you can teach on that thing. And from that space, then we have this kind of horizontal leadership or a space for collaboration. And, I'm in transition with this. You guys are in transition with this. It's a new thing to the planet, right? We don't really have working models that I know of. If you know of a really great working heterarchical collaborative organization, hit me up so I can check it out. And so I had this kind of understanding and realization about where these types of ideas fit in the spiral system or the spiral dynamic system. And so when we're talking about someone who is working as a coach or a practitioner, then they're probably out of level 1, which is the survival and safety level. They might not be out of it if they're like not making any money and really stressed and kind of in their own victim and healing space themselves and wanting to kind of, that's, I guess, the wounded, more in that wounded healer space. So kind of operating from that wounded healer archetype. So that would be level 1 in their own survival capacity. Level 2 is where we hit the sacral chakra, and that's where we move into, here's my ankh, that's where we move into shamanic healing, right? So I use this, my ankh, a lot for shamanic healing to kind of anchor in new realities and call in this level of kind of shamanic power, which is a level of kind of intuitive, tribal, I've just been accessing this speaking in different tongues type of thing, which is wild. And so level 2 healing is this kind of shamanic healing where we work and operate from this historical tribal perspective. Level 3 of kind of people in the coaching healing space is, I kind of see this almost as like the business coachy, teachery space where it's like, this is what I've mastered and this is my thing and I want to teach my thing and I'm the best at this thing, so I'm going to teach this thing that I'm the best at. And it can come from a great place. Hey, Jackie. And it can also be, I'm teaching this thing and this is my thing and it's power and it's self and this is like, I'm the best at this thing. Then level 4 is this level of qualifications, right? This is where the hierarchy starts to drop in. And so level 4 is at the heart level. So this qualification starts to become really important here because this is where love meets systems. So what I'm talking about, these levels, is the overlap of spiral dynamics and the chakra system and the levels of consciousness, which was kind of brought together by Dane in the spiral system. So this level of qualifications really operates here, which is level 4, rules, orders. It comes from from a level of care and love for the whole and for the best things, for operating for the best of all, which is kind of, I was talking from level 4 the other day when I talked about qualifications as being important for the mental health issues, right? So if you don't have training and don't have, kind of understanding about scope of practice and, when it's important to refer on clients or which kind of clients that are best for you to serve and which ones are probably best for you to refer on, I was speaking from a level 4 perspective there. So then we can move up to a level 5 perspective, which is about this kind of entrepreneurial self-expression. And so this is level 5, your voice, speaking your truth, speaking your wisdom, speaking your mastery, your journey, and expressing yourself freely. So this is the level 5, and as it pertains to coaches, healers, practitioners. So this is my journey, and I'm speaking from my mastery of my journey. Then level 6, we move up into the third eye, which is this kind of space of intuitive knowing. And this is where channeling really lives, when you open up your third eye and you can, tune into infinite field and intelligent space. And when you're tuned into the intelligent field, then you're really accessing the infinite. It's like the internet of everything, of divine wisdom. And so if you're coming from a place of pure intention with your client and your level 6 is open and operating at its greatest capacity, then you have access to divine knowing and can speak the perfect thing at the perfect time to facilitate that client to whatever it is that they need, right? So it's coming from a place of intention. And then level 7 is this, operation from the integral oneness and communion of every living being with each other, right? So this is your connection to source, your connection to divine spirit, whatever you want to call it, to God. And when this intentionality comes through and all of these levels are operating and functioning well and operating at their fullest capacity, then you can work and operate as a really powerful vehicle and channel for transformation. Hey, Glenn. And so where I'm thinking around this kind of collaborative coach growth community is, sharing my knowledge and, my expertise, but also creating a space for others to share their knowledge and their expertise, because God knows I don't know everything and I'm still learning as I go along. Like I've been learning things this week that have changed my ideas and perspectives around this. And so what I wanted to say about training from this perspective now, after I've kind of integrated my teacher and my priestess, is this perspective around like still valuing training, because that's your level 4, but also equally valuing in a non-hierarchical order, equally valuing intuitive knowledge and intuitive knowing, and equally valuing speaking your truth and speaking your journey, and equally valuing your power and, you know, your ability to get out there and do things, and equally valuing your shamanic knowledge and you're tapping into your tribal ancestral history and what you have the capacity to access as a multi-dimensional being, right? So equally not acknowledging and honoring all these levels so that we can be vehicles for God living and walking among us, so we can be vehicles for the divine living here on earth in the 3rd/5th dimension, right? So I'm still on this journey with everybody else. And so I just wanted to, you know, speak from this place of more integration of priestess and teacher, and wanted to really honor that place of yes, there can be amazing coaches and healers and practitioners of transformation who have no training at all, right? Who have never done a qualification in their life, who don't tick any of the boxes from that capacity, but who might be incredible transformative practitioners nonetheless. Yeah, and it's kind of like I was talking with my friend Jackie about how, you know, it's kind of like with music or with singing or art. You know, someone might have never done an art class in their life, might, you know, have never learned piano or learned how to sing, but might be an incredible vessel of that talent nonetheless, right? That is just an embedded talent that is a part of who they are and what they are, you know, what they are born to do. So the training would only amplify and unleash those gifts more. And that's my perspective around training, is that one of my beautiful students from the year before last year's training has incredible psychic gifts, unbelievable psychic gifts. And she was working, because she didn't know how to land them in her body, she was working in a job that she hated, not really using her psychic gifts and feeling super disconnected from the world. And when we connected, I could see that really clearly, that she just needed some systems and some training and some processes to be able to land her intuitive gifts. It's like if her level 6 and 7 were operating at 100%, her 5, 4, and 3 were really diminished because she didn't have the systems and structures to be able to fully land her intuitive knowing in her body, in this dimension and in this density. Right? So that's the other aspect of training that is so important. And hey, Danica, and I find is really transformational for people who have intuitive knowing and deeply profound intuitive or psychic gifts, but who are not yet living as their embodied mastery. Right? There are people that have their psychic gifts fully activated, but all of their levels are in place and they have their own sets of systems and structures and order, and they're fully embodied and they're living their truth and they're out there changing the world. And that is awesome, right? I feel like there is a really wonderful place for training, and my kind of special blend brand of NLP training and coach, kind of systemic transformational coach training for people who have this intuitive knowledge, who have this heart to serve and share, but who aren't yet working in the field, and who don't feel confident enough to really get out there because they haven't fully grounded their spiritual, psychic, intuitive knowing gifts in their body. And they don't have the finer understandings of teach, coach, healer, practitioner, facilitator, priestess, guide, channel, all of these different capacities and ways that you can work as a transformational worker, right? As a transformational light worker, dark worker, energy worker, healer. So this student that went through my training and grounded her psychic gifts in, strong level 4 training, qualifications, she gained that level of certainty and power in herself. And like within 18 months is now running a 6-figure coaching business, helping people unlock their psychic gifts, right? And was, has been featured in international media and things like that. And that's because obviously she has an incredible gift to share with the world. But when we first met, it wasn't being expressed because it wasn't landed in the body, and it wasn't landed in systems and structures and procedures. And it's like we don't need to start from scratch. We can learn and stand on the shoulders of giants, and also allow, while not needing to just follow their footsteps, we can use their footsteps as a pathway and a guide to help us find our own pathway and our own systems and our own structures. And that, I feel, is my role in this industry at this time, to kind of be a voice for this and to work through this as humbly as I am capable of. And so I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, even the last month, this coach collaboration growth collective has been kind of bubbling and brewing and gestating within me. So it will be released tomorrow. There will be special launch rates for people who work in this field, who want to continue who want to learn from some of the experience that I've had, and also have the space and the capacity to reveal and remember their own intuitive knowing and their own mastery. And so it's not a space of me being the teacher and you being the student. It is a space of collaboration and heterarchy. Yes, I'll hold the space, and yes, I'll be the container for the space and kind of guide it, but everybody has significant and equal gifts to share in that space, right? Everyone has significant and equal gifts to share in that space. And so I'm really excited to launch it tomorrow. I'm putting the final touches on the invitation pages. So if you're watching this tomorrow, then there will be a link somewhere in the comments to check it out. And it's a really exciting time to be alive on the planet. We're now in a Leo supermoon. There's like so many beautiful things bubbling up, and I would love to be a part of your unfolding mastery so you can bring your soul gifts into the world in whatever way or capacity that you feel called to do. And if I can serve and support you on that journey in unleashing your gifts into the world, I would love to do that. So big love to you guys. Thanks for listening. I'll speak to you soon. If you have any questions, pop them down below. Hey, Zoe, I'm going to log off now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.